Welcome to MXA's test review of the 2021 Husky FC250. For this model year, Husky focused their attention to the WP suspension components, and we are excited to say that they dared to be different from the Austrian brother, the KTM 250 SXF. How, you ask? Well, they do share the exact same valve settings, fork air pressure, and the same spring rates. But what Husky differs from the KTM in 2021 is that the bike is 10 millimeters lower front to rear. The WP exact forks were shortened by 10 millimeters in the front, and they lengthened the seal head on the shock to lower the rear down. By lowering the rear of the bike, it changed the rising rate of the shock. To bring it back to the KTM settings, longer linkage arms were added and the bell crank was updated. While Honda, Suzuki, and Kawasaki gave up on the progression of air fork technology, KTM and Husky stood their ground. Both KYB and Showa made their air fork technology too complicated for the average rider. There were too many variables in finding a good setting. It turned into a weekend warrior's nightmare. WP stuck with the age-old analogy, keep it simple, stupid, with the WP exact air forks. They stuck to something simple and kept improving on them. They believed in their potential of the air fork development. Plus, if they got their air suspension right, they would have an even bigger upper hand in the weight department. For 2021, Husqvarna solely focused on making the WP exact forks offer the same character as well-suited spring forks. From the outside, the forks look identical, save for being shorter. However, internally, many big changes were made to the exact air forks that made all the difference. The MXA test riders rode the KTM 250 SXF and Husqvarna FC250 back-to-back to see if they felt the difference, even though the only difference was the height. Testers were surprised to note how different the two bikes felt. The Husky offered an enhanced supple feel, more bottoming resistance, and improved cornering. The stock settings were in the ballpark right away, and many riders jumped on without adjusting the sag or clickers, and they all loved it. We don't recommend that, but surprisingly we were able to do it. The stock settings were in the ballpark, and many riders jumped on the bike without adjusting the clickers, and they all loved it. The stock settings were in the ballpark, and many riders jumped on and didn't even have to adjust any clickers to feel comfortable. The improvements made to the WP components for 2021 were the closest thing we have rode to the KYB Yamaha setup. We were more than impressed. Kudos to the Austrian juggernaut for sticking to their guns and involving a technology that everyone else gave up on. The only other changes made to the 2021 Husqvarna FC250 was a slicker seat cover texture and a change to its color scheme. As for the power plant, the FC250 engine screams. It offers the broadest power band in this class, save for its brother, the KTM 250 SXF. They do, however, have two different styles of power. Due to the FC250's restricted airbox, the FC250 takes longer to get moving, but when moving, there's no stopping the Husky train. Two things that improve the snap off the bottom is putting the optional airbox cover on that's ventilated and adding a tooth to the rear sprocket. This will liven up the power down low. Overall, there's not much bad to say about the FC250. It offers superb brakes, an awesome hydraulic clutch, a potent power band, it's lightweight, it offers an electronic suite, lock-on grips, a chassis that doesn't shake, turns on a dime, and handles like a dream. The only real issue we have with the FC250 is the restricted airbox. Even with the ventilated airbox cover that comes with some holes in it, it's really not enough, and it seems like they're still trying to hold it back from the KTM. But it is easy to fix this problem by drilling your own holes. So overall, the MXA Wrecking Crew had a great time riding the 2021 Husqvarna FC250. For the full in-depth review, check out Motocross Action Magazine, or check out our full article on this bike at motocrossactionmag.com. We've tested a whole host of 2021 250 models. If you've missed any of our latest videos on these bikes, click the video thumbnails now. And wait, Before you go, don't forget to hit the subscribe button on YouTube to stay up to date with our latest videos.